Okay, our special S wrench has curves through and elliptical sections, so we're going to go ahead and make this a solid and throw a few more dimensions on it. We have full radius. Radius is set to equal, and we're 52 off, so it really wouldn't matter which corner we picked. We got the pentagon shape, and then our square, and then the elliptical shape. So let's go ahead and get that started, and then we'll take a look at what's going to be involved in creating that geometry. Alright, so this is in metric. Set our origin, pick our millimeters, grams, and seconds, open a sketch on the front plane. Alright, so we have, let's go ahead with the circumscribed circle on the pentagon, and that way place that at the origin will kind of build out into that to that side. Alright, so I need to pick up a polygon. It's going to be 5 sides and circumscribed circle, and we're going to need 2 of those. That one's actually given us a 6 millimeter offset, so let's go ahead and pick our diameter of 44 and zoom up and get a little closer, and then to orient the point, I've got an extra one in there. Go horizontal. Alright, and then picks all those. See if the sketch tools, we can do an offset. Going to be 6 millimeters and reverse. That looks better. Okay, so that gives us that geometry. And then to help with the radiuses, I'm going to go ahead and generate a center line out to that point. Start to pick up those arcs. And actually I'll go ahead and do one more center line. And that way I can use that to help with some of the dimensions. So select, control, select, be vertical. It'll be 52 millimeters above. And 160 millimeters, we'll put it to center line. Okay. Try it with the 0 this time, and that looks pretty good. Alright, so we can do the polygon. We could also do a rectangle. Let's make this one rectangular. So the polygon would be 4 sides. I mean, there's not really an inscribed circle or anything that we would be working with there. So if we do a 3-point corner or a 3-point center rectangle, we're going to drag out and then drag along. And again, we're given the size, so that can be horizontal, and it really wouldn't matter if I did the center lines or the outside to make those equal. Generate our 30, and maybe not that one. Alright, so it looks like I'm still in the dimension. Nope. Saw the symbol, thought maybe it hadn't kicked me out yet. So 32. And then need a vertical so it's able to move a little bit. Alright, so that gets us back to our geometry. And then I can right click and select chain if it doesn't grab everything like it did with the polygon. Then we'll do the sketch tools, offset entities, 6 millimeters, reverse, and OK. Alright, so we have our arcs, And that looks a little strange, but I think it's doable. So let's go ahead back to our sketch entities, and I'm thinking tangent arc. Be able to bring that off. Did I pick up the circle? I'll go right into another tangent arc, bring it to the end point. So interesting that it grabbed the endpoint, but it doesn't look like it went tangent. Oh, it went tangent to that one. Alright. So I don't see, I guess we're going to have to find it since I don't see the icon. And we'll go back and we'll pick up the center line. Unless that went to the circle. Well, not sure where that one's going to, so I guess I'm going to have to delete it and try again. So I'm just going to get it close this time and make sure that I can pick. So quick zoom with the scroll wheel. That looks better. And then that can go to tangent as well. And then those will be equal. That gets us fully defined. Alright, so the issue here is, let's see, we're going to be 11. When I go to make this for the sketch, I really wouldn't need to offset these. The radius and the other geometries are going to get interesting all on their own. If we want to complete this out though, let's go ahead and offset, and we'll look at it from the sketch, and then we'll also look at it from creating the rest of the geometry. Alright, so bidirectional, 11 millimeters. Okay. Alright, so I don't know that I want to use the fillet here. That looks a little bit strange. So one of the things with converted geometry and with offset geometry is the endpoints can be moved. Let's go with the let's stay with the tangent arc. We'll bring those that way. And it looks like it's going to be tangent, so once we put a dimension on it, we'll reevaluate it. Okay, so radius of 12 and radius of 12. That looks pretty good. So we'll go back into the select. Need to drag that away first, otherwise it kind of locks it into position, and that may have been what I wanted, but more than likely it's going to affect it. Alright, so tangent and tangent. We'll select and equal. And actually I should have just made that one equal so that they're all driven by the same one dimension. Alright, so that gets us into our shape. Now if we want to actually build this out, we're going to have the two bodies, and we can generate that, kind of looking at how this is going to terminate. Even if this goes all the way through the part, we're going to have to extend it into the solid and extend it into the solid. We're going to want to cut those out after the fact. So let's give it, let's see, we had 11 on the body, so maybe 30. Go into features, extrude, and we'll pick up. Okay, so we pick up the first contour, and it grabbed a sketch or a point. Well, let's go ahead and set it to 30 and do a mid-plane. And we'll get back into, there we go, get back into the sketch contour, and that looks okay. Alright, so I need to show that sketch so I can get back into it. And open up a sketch on the front plane. We'll convert those entities. Okay, so convert entities, and then I need to extend that, so might as well just go ahead and extend it to the center. Probably could have just converted, well, maybe not the whole center line. And that will end up being our path. And then we need a direction. So looking at the selection, I ended up on the right plane. I don't really want to make a custom plane if I don't have to. So the right plane looks pretty convenient. We'll open up the sketch and we'll go pick up our ellipse. Alright, so 22 by 11. We'll get our geometry in there. Alright, we'll rotate that back so that becomes the profile, and it should be tied to the path. So let's go ahead into the features, pick up our swept boss base. There's our sketch profile, and then the path needs to be the whole sketch, so we're going to be better off selecting sketch 2 rather than trying to pick those individual segments. I think it would still work out okay, but I think overall that gives us the better geometry. Alright, so coming back to the fillets, let's go back in, or before we add the fillets, let's go back into the sketch. And we're going to make this an extruded cut. And we'll make it through all both. And just pick the regions on the interior. Okay, so once that's open, then I can hide the sketch. And this is where we had the radius. And I think this is going to end up looking a little weird, but add the fillet. We're in the blue, so 12 millimeters. Wonder if that's going to fail because 12, 12, 11. Yeah, I don't think I made it. I made the extrude large enough. Well, we'll go ahead and see what it gives. Yep. Alright, so we'll hold off on the fillet for just a second. I'll come back to the boss. Just to make it easier. Alright, so there's my 30 millimeters. Let's take it up to 40 and make sure to rebuild. Okay, so that leaves a little bit, and certainly quite an interesting blend. So that segment being almost 3.5, so 3. I could shorten it back up to maybe 34 millimeters. Take the 6 off, but yeah, it's an interesting blend, and it's got a nice shape to it. So there we go.